Yeah, so I thought I'd better do a testimony. I'll try and make it interesting, so it's not too boring. This here is me first brand new car I've ever had in my life. Don't know. Um, yeah, so I ended up I broke up with my ex there, and she had two sons from a previous. So I've had them pretty much since they were 3 and 5, sort of thing. And then we had another son later on, who's still with me now, and he's 13 now. And yeah, after we broke up, I moved in. I ended up getting a house just a street over from where we live, so that I kept the boys and they carried on going to school, and she could go and do whatever it was she was doing. And yeah, from there, because God really got hold of me about that stage. It was one night there, I just had a dream. It was my second like realistic dream. It's like you're really there. Yeah, it's my second one, and it was about Christmas. And I never knew God didn't like Christmas. I had no idea. I didn't know about pagan anything. And yeah, he sent me a dream. I wish I'd have written it all down and that, but I was still a bit of an alcoholic by then, sort of thing. Um, so, so yeah, I was waiting at the church the next morning to tell them and warn them and all that sort of stuff, and yeah, none of them seemed interested. I was okay. So yeah, I got into wanted to get baptised again. I'd already been baptised, but I wanted to get baptised again and get the boys done. And had the usual issues. Churches don't want to baptise you. You've got to go through a 3 month course, and you've got to sit on the pews there and put your money in there each week, sort of thing, before they'll baptise you. So yeah, needless to say, went and found another church, the Baptist church. Ironically, I asked them how about. My church was called Church of Christ. I went to the Baptist church, and they were the same sort of thing. They wanted the course, and I told them about the other one. I said, how many baptisms have you guys done? And they said, oh, one. I said, this year? And they're going, yeah. I said, is that like a record? Are you going for a record? That's so shameful and embarrassing. But anyway, yeah, I got baptised. And yeah, we ended up splitting up after that. Well, God got me out of the game that I was in. I was a Boilermaker coated welder, and I worked on everything everywhere. I've worked on the biggest jobs with the biggest companies, CBI and BHP and all the iron companies, a whole lot. And yeah, chasing the big dollars. I was always broke, but I was, well, I ended up with hernia or something, and I couldn't get on a list, and it was too hard getting jobs going through their medical tests and all that sort of stuff, and so I just sort of had enough, chucked it in one time, and didn't want to play that game anymore. And yeah, and God got me into. When I humbled myself to Him, I just said, "You fix me, God. I've had enough. Had a gut full of this. It's all too hard. You fix me." And would have been the next day or so, or whatever. I sort of looked into it. Some lady needed a washing machine fixed, so I went around there and I fixed a washing machine for her. She said, how much do you want? And I said, she didn't have any money. I said, just a sandwich or something. She gave me a sandwich and some fruit or whatever, which was good. And I started doing that, just helping a few people out with their washing machines. And I kept on going, and then after a while I seen a couple in ads on Gumtree. So I grabbed a couple of these washing machines and I fixed one and got one going and sold it, and had some money. I was like, oh, well, this is great. So off I went, started from there. Eventually I started getting too many for the place we're in. We're in a housing commission house sort of thing. So I got kicked out of there. And I went to the next street over and started doing it a little bit more professionally. I had a little shed down the back there I could actually fit stuff in, and I had it all neatly decked out with shelves and stuff like that. And grew and grew, started going good, and I included God in my job, and He's the one who got me to do it, because I remember at the start there, when the thought of washing machines come to my mind, and I was like, I'm not fixing dirty, smelly washing machines, Lord. That's no way. I'm a Boilermaker coated welder. Can you find me something a bit better than that? And no, he was adamant. so yeah, I swallowed my pride, and I started fixing these dirty, smelly, horrible washing machines, and I ended up liking it. I was really loving this job. It was like the best job I ever had in the world. I was working for myself. My sons were working with me. We were getting along and bonding really good, and always had enough money to get by. And including God in it, I'd say God blessed everybody everywhere I went, and I'd once a month I'd give a washing machine to a family in need. And to get these machines to those people was very difficult, because if you advertise on Gumtree, you just get the resellers that would grab it and they just resell it and that sort of thing. So I'd have to actually drive around to these people's places and make sure they are who they are, and then I'd install these washing machines for them, and show them how to use them and make them last, because people used them all wrong and incorrect. So yeah, I do that, and I eventually got to this ute here, side lifter on it, and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, my dad ended up passing on. He hadn't passed away at this stage. He got cancer, and he's given like 3 weeks to live. So he freaked out, and he gave me $100,000. I bought a block of land, and then God gave him another 4 more years until he decided to get the needle. I'll say no more on that. So yeah, God was pushing him to help me out, which was different. I didn't expect that, and yeah, he started moving in big ways in my life. So along the way on this, all my last addictions, like I'd given up fair few addictions, but my last addictions like smoking and drinking and lotto and horse races and dog races and casino and Facebook and Facebook games, the free games that are not free, you end up paying money for those. All those sort of things you just don't even think are addictions. They were all just coming off me left, right and centre. Get rid of them, and I didn't want to give up smoking. I told God I was going to give up smoking. I said, my kids, they love 2-minute noodles, so that's lucky, because I'm going to keep smoking, Lord. But no, that stopped too. so yeah. So then I got into websites, and I built website designs, because I couldn't find any website creators that wouldn't get out of bed for less than $3,000, and I don't want to give no one $3,000, so I was doing websites for $100 or whatever. So I had to, because I didn't have a lot of money. Wasn't a lot of money in second-hand washing machines, the old regular ones. So yeah, in doing that, I also got into. Oops, where was it? Oh, I think I just closed it. Anyway, yeah, I got into apps, and I started making apps creation. So if you look on the App Store, Android, the mobile, just look on there for Appy Addictive, one word, type that in. Those apps, a couple of them are still there and working. Yeah, so I made apps, but I wanted to de-Google myself, and to do that I had to lose all my apps. So fair enough, I lost all my apps, got rid of them, don't care. Yeah, so got rid of that. Yeah, and then I found this building with my block of land. It was not a big block, a decent sized block of land, sorry, but it was way out of the city. So I ended up painting it up, making it look like that, and it's great. Got ensuite bathrooms. My son's got one side, I've got the other. We both got ensuites each, living like kings. So very, very nice. Oh yeah, there's my app thing. So Appy Addictive. Looking there. So yeah, so what did I do when I was born in Darwin. Yeah, Darwin, Australia. It's the top of Australia there. That's where I was born. Yeah, and then I went to zoom out there a bit more. Got to the age of 9. I used to collect bottles and cans to make money at 9, and my old man made me get a paper run. So I had to ring up the paper company, and I lied about my age and told them I was 13 and I got a paper run. So I'd go and sell papers. Between 9 and 10, I got baptised at the Church of Christ. The first one in Australia was in Darwin. So I got baptised there, and in a fella's pool called Peter de Walt. Probably South African, crazy South Africans. There's something in their water. I don't know what's going on with them. They're all they're all got the Holy Spirit in them. Anyway, yeah, I got baptised there, and they gave me a little Christian Bible, children's Bible, and I never read it, but I had it with me wherever I travelled. So we went down to, where we go, Tennant Creek, down here, middle of the desert, middle of nowhere. Yeah, so there's a little town here. I even built the cemetery sign there. There's a mine out here somewhere, 50 k's out. I did my apprenticeship in the mines. So yeah, I got to about 20. I went back to Darwin again, ran back up here, and hung out with this lot. So I was playing footy. That would be me there. In the Casuarina Cougars, rugby union, for you rugby league fans out there, whatever. And yeah, that was around here somewhere. Let's zoom in. It's still there. Right there. That would be the little thingy right there. So yeah, hung out with him. This fella here, his name's Ivan. I met up with him, he's in where I was. And that's him there when he was a little fella. And that's his pet lizard. Oh, I don't know, I didn't cancel. Alright. So yeah. So I got a Darwin there, and then got into all the bad stuff and whatever else as usual. And stressed out and lost it, and ended up having a bit of a nervous breakdown, and I had like shakes for many years after that. But I swapped everything for a motorbike, this one, and chucked me swag and my tools and that on the back. And I got to Catherine, and I flipped a coin, and got down to here. Where are we? That's somewhere around there. Pine Creek, Catherine. Got to there, flipped the coin. So if I went that way, I'd go to Queensland this way or the west. I ended up going west. So that's the way I work stuff out. Close those ones. Yeah, so I went west, and what were we doing? Oh yeah, so I'll be working on stuff like that, earth moving, whatever. I had a vehicle like this, which was really good. I just went out and worked all over the place out in the bush, different mine sites and all that sort of stuff. That was me, and sitting at the bar there. One of the barmaids took that forward. Me cruising along with some of my mates. As my dog used to like coming with me to work, be on the tank all the time. One of my mates, mad mate's place. That's me now with my advertising. So yeah, had the crazy years. These are some of the things I built. I used to work for a company that made side tippers that tip out the dirt out the side there. These sort of things in it. What else? Haul packs, I'd make those. Electric and diesel, whatever. Gas plants, worked on them. Stackers and reclaimers. Anything to do with mines and energy or whatever, I've pretty much worked it on. Done it all, built it all. Yeah, so just as I I just work around these areas up here, all around there, fly in, fly out, and yeah, I just had enough one day, and yeah, so I lost me pictures there somehow. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, yeah, I ended up who's that say? Yeah, so I lost my train of thought, but yeah, I gave up on all the mines and all the rich money stuff and all that sort of stuff. That was just it was just nothing. It was just empty. Yeah, you had lots of money and you were just drinking all the time and all that sort of stuff. You had lots of mates or whatever, but it's pretty empty. And yeah, it wasn't until God got hold of me and started throwing all the addictions off and made my life worth living again, and then he just stuck me in a quiet spot, a nice spot away from everything, and a town called Rest, and I kept getting told to just rest or be still and feed my sheep, and sort of figured out after a while he was just pointing at YouTube, because I had like a solar power channel that started to go off, and I sort of didn't realise I'd uploaded these videos, and I went back to checking and had thousands of views, and I was like, oh wow, okay, YouTube's the way to go. So I started doing a bit more, and then I started learning about the rapture, and I'd never even heard any of that stuff before, and I started getting right into it, and Holy Spirit was showing me crazy things left, right and centre, were jumping out at me, and I was like, oh wow, alright, amazing. And then I started finding like-minded people, and yeah, then he just took me through. I started following everyone. I'd be looking at this, looking at that, and he started to teach me who was on the right path and who wasn't. I ended up falling for everybody. I had to learn the hard way. So I'd follow all these different groups and I'd be right into it, and then it wouldn't line up with King James Bible, because there was a day, they say there's parts where you remember where things happen with the Lord. One part was when I said, Lord, you fix it. Second part was, Lord, I was going through Bibles and I was trying to find a Bible that was a word I could trust. I needed the truth, the exact truth, no lies, nothing. I wanted full-on truth, and I was trying to look for a Bible that I could understand, that was easy to read, and it just kept coming back to King James. And I said to the Lord one day, I was like, fine, alright, these and thous. I ended up finding a good King James with easy to read, but yeah, I said at the time, Lord, fine, this Bible is the truth, it's your word, and I will take its word over any other word from now on, and that's it. I'm only going to believe this is you and this is your word. And that was a very good, wonderful decision. And yeah, everything's been kicking in ever since then. The other one was my lotto one, where he showed me if your faith, yeah, your faith is. That, actually, my lotto one was first. Your faith is in me, or it's not. So I'd be buying these lotto tickets with hope. I'd hope I'd win these lotto tickets, and just in case. I'd be making all these excuses. The thing was, where God feeds the birds and all that. What he's saying is you just got to totally trust him. Everything, let him provide everything. And that was the one just before the Bible one, the faith one. So he gave me his faith after that, and it's unbreakable, unshakable, and it's awesome. I just love it. And if there's any attack on it, or any attack that makes me doubt, I can always find it in the King James. I always can find why I have doubt on that. And it's usually just a lesson for me to find out why, and then you can go through Strong's and find the words for it, and what the words really mean if you don't understand it that way. So yeah, just wonderful. And yeah, later on, they say these things where you're born again, or the spirit, the spirit dwells in you and all that sort of stuff. He was basically, I was asking him to work on my vessel so that it was pure for Holy Spirit to be in, which is getting really good there. But the big event, the one that really opened my eyes, was when I got the Holy Spirit, when I asked the Holy Spirit and the Lord for his authority, and because I was getting some proper real demon manifestation. I had one running a fingernail down my back while I was asleep, and one eye, I popped open one eye. I had just trying to figure out whether it was my imagination I was sleeping or not. And yeah, and it was real. And before I could even get out of prayer, a prayer or anything, the weight came off my bed and it was gone, sort of thing. So I was a bit mad that these things could come into my house really whenever they wanted, sort of thing. So I was asking God for his authority to get these things. I wanted to get rid of them, and yeah, he did. He gave it to me, all right, and let me know, what the meaning of the Comforter really means. Like, I know the Comforter's there now. I really know it, and because of that. And when I pray, he's there helping me, and when I'm getting something right, he's there letting me know I'm getting something right. So yeah, I work towards those sort of things, and I'm truly blessed. I don't know why he picked me. I'm same as pretty much all the bride. We're all broken. We're all nothing. We're like the mixed bag of nuts. But yeah, we're all where we're supposed to be. It's amazing. We've all catch up with each other, and we learn together, and wonderful. So yes, definitely seek out like-minded people, and just love the truth. Always love the truth, and you'll find Jesus, and that's where he is. All right. So yeah, God bless, guys.